Hello TubeBuddies, I am Andrew Can. You may recognize me from the TubeBuddy tutorial videos. I am excited to be going over how to craft a video title from start to finish. We are going to be using a multitude of tools today from TubeBuddy, but some of them do require a paid TubeBuddy license. So what we have in the ticker tape is a free trial link that you can go to if you've never had a free trial before. However, this is going to be a really fun stream. I'm going to be interacting with you in the audience through a form down below for questions, but I'm also going to be talking throughout just to kind of get where people are using these tools, understanding them, and it's really going to be a great stream. I feel great. I love this new feature. I'm really excited to be talking about it with all of you. So I see a lot of people are coming in. Feels good to see a lot of people excited. So one thing I will say is that as we go on, if you have something you'd like to ask me yet again, please use that form, just letting people pile in. However, thank you moderators, thank you everyone who is joining me live today. It's going to be a really good stream. So that being said, I am going to go ahead and pull up my desktop stream just so you can see it. I'm going to make sure we zoom on in just so you can see it a little larger. Just want to make sure you all can see this very, very well. Clear and plain. Let me know if you guys can read this. If it's pretty clear, it should be. So we have 40 people watching, more pouring in. Great to see everyone joining us now. So one thing I will say, especially when it comes to using TubeBuddy's new feature, is that this is the most important thing before anything else, is when you are going to make a video, you need to think of your audience first and foremost. Who is your ideal audience? What is my channel about, and what is it in this content I'm going to create for them? So when I do this, I'm going to ask for suggestions from you in the chat right now. Give me a topic you've been thinking about making a video about, and I'm going to go through and create a video using your suggestions in the live stream. If you're watching the replay, I'll have a card on screen now, so you can just watch the quick SEO studio if you don't want to watch the live stream, but I highly recommend you stay around for the replay or live, because we're going to go through a lot of different channel types, a lot of things. So give me something that you would like to see researched. So I see from Maniac Grammy's Homestead, pizza. So we're going to start with a keyword target of pizza. That's a pretty fun one, I think. So why don't we go ahead and start? So using pizza, we're probably going to get hungry really quick, but pizza is actually a great example. So we're going to go to the TubeBuddy drop-down menu right here, and we're going to start doing some keyword research using our Keyword Explorer. If you've been using TubeBuddy, this is an amazingly useful feature. You can see some trending things going on today. We can see a lot of different things that are just trending at the time of the stream. But of course, the cool thing about this is you can make it to whatever country you're in. So let's say I want to see what's trending in Australia right now. We can see the difference between the US and Australia. But for what I want to do, we're going to be focusing on the US because, well, I'm based in the US. So, why not a chicken recipe at TubeBuddy, says Ike. Glad to be here, says Discovering Natural. Happy to see. So pizza is our target keyword. So just because all we have is pizza, there's a lot of different ways we can go about this, right? So this could be where it could be your channel specifically, right? So let's say I'm a vlogger and I want to talk about maybe finding the best pizza in whatever city I'm in. Or I'm a cooking channel and I want to discuss the best pizza recipes there. The cool thing about TubeBuddy is we give you the option to see multiple different things, but my favorite thing is you can see what people are searching for on YouTube right now. So let's go to it. So, the Michael J said, "You had me at pizza." After School Psychology says, "How do you do that?" Select region again, right near what's trending. Click right here. Bam, that's simple. So, we are exploring pizza. So because TubeBuddy doesn't do pizza, I think we're going to focus on probably a pizza. Let's say we're looking at what people are searching for on YouTube. Pizza time, pizza recipe. This one makes the most sense, at least for kind of what we can go here. I missed the last few live streams, says Wait in the Wings. Well, we go live every Wednesday and we are working on making it even easier. After School Psychology says, "Oh, I've been using the Pro. I missed that. Big fat time. Thanks." How to make my own pizza. So basically here, pizza recipe and oven. The thing I want to focus on before we go any deeper is to just give a quick explanation of what all of these means. Related. This is where people are searching for things on YouTube and video search, on Google with web search, and video topics is just things that TubeBuddy we have identified. So like how to make pizza recipe, how to make pizza at home, easy recipe without oven. These are things that TubeBuddy has identified that, hey, these might be some good video topics. So if you know you want to talk about a pizza recipe, for example, this is where you could come up with video topics, and a lot of these are pretty good. So now that we really know what we're talking about, again, we started with pizza. We're now here at pizza recipe. We're really going to keep diving deeper here so we can craft that perfect title. Again, we're going from keyword target to execution of a perfect title, description, etc. So we started with pizza, and please keep focused, guys. If you have something you would like to see me research next for a video you're working on based on a trending topic or topic, let me know in the comments. If you have a question for me, please let me know in that form down below. But we're getting a lot done with pizza. So the next thing I want to show is most used tags. These are the tags that are commonly found in the top ranking videos for pizza recipe, pizza, food, recipe. Makes sense. Basically, this is kind of what people are saying. This is what people are using as tags for the top ranking videos for this term. I'm not going to necessarily look here. I'm going to really focus on what people are looking for on YouTube and Google. And now I want to focus on the score. This right now, pizza recipe is poor. Why? Because there's a lot of search volume. There's a lot of competition. The best way to look at this is like a traffic light. Red means stop and consider another keyword target. Yellow means be cautious. You might have a good chance here, but again, keep that in mind. Green means you're good to go. Now, I want to use this Pro feature, which requires TubeBuddy Pro. But if you don't have it, you can go there. I see one says Apex Legend, Crazy R. We can work on that right next. So again, the benefit is by being here, I'm going to be using some of the things you say. So I have Apex Legend is the next one. I see Suzical, the musical from Waiting the Wings. And keep in mind that I may see the chat a little bit delayed. So hopefully all is good. So we go for pizza recipe, right? Well, right here, the barrier to entry on the first page of search results is about 580,000 views required. Now, TubeBuddy does well, but we only get about 2,000 views a video. If I need 580,000 to show up, Evans Network, you say, bro, you have to pay for this. We have a free trial link on screen now. You can just use that. We're being very, very generous, like we always try to be. So here we can go. I would say if we were to go for pizza recipe, it's too competitive. Like 580,000 views required is a little bit much, but maybe we're trying to do a pizza recipe without an oven. I think that's unique, right? Like that's a unique spin on a pizza recipe. So here, all of a sudden the barrier to entry is a lot lower. Now, this is looking a little weird, but that's only because I'm zoomed in so much. If I wasn't so zoomed in, you could be able to see there. But 3,000, if we average 2,000, this is a lot easier, right? So pizza recipe without oven. Well, what kind of pizza, right? Like this is where you as a creator get to be creating, right? So like if we know people are looking for pizza recipe without an oven, then maybe this is where you can be creative. Like if you want to do a pepperoni pizza, you want to do a cheese pizza, you want to do mushroom, a meat lovers, a veggie, supreme, whatever you want to do. This, knowing that people are looking for pizza recipes without oven, is where you as a creator get to be creative, right? But here's the thing about titles. When we're crafting one, they not only need to be searchable, they need to compel a user to click on it. A lot of times people will have a searchable title, but maybe it's not the most compelling. So that's where I think we have a pretty good jumping off point here where we can realistically stand out for it and have a good opportunity, right? So here's the thing. We know that people are looking for pizza recipe without oven. If we look here, people are looking without cheese. That's an option. We can say yeast and cheese. So we have different options. What I'm going to say is I think we have enough here. So one thing I'd recommend doing before we go to our next step is make a tag list. And the reason you want to do this is for this one, I'll put pizza recipe without oven, is so that you can use this list later on. If there are more things that you think pizza without oven makes sense to me, how to make pizza without oven. So all of these tags here really kind of make sense. No oven pizza. And the more I look here, the more I can find things that are relevant to kind of what we're talking about. I can click on action, go to pizza recipe without oven, and then I have those saved in a tag list. We're going to click on action again, and we are going to take this term, pizza recipe without oven, and we are going to optimize this in SEO Studio. So in SEO Studio, that's our new tool. And this is where we are going to go. UGP Vlog says you guys should all watch Nick and D Nimmin. They come frequently on this channel, and I highly recommend watching them that. So, as we continue moving forward, we now have pizza recipe without oven. Here is where we can really work and focus on crafting this from just our keyword target, which with SEO Studio, it shows us is pizza recipe without oven. Here is where you as a creator need to think, what would compel someone that I'm targeting in my audience to click on this, right? So if we know we're teaching people how to create a pizza recipe without an oven, maybe we say easy pizza recipe without oven, right? So it's easy. All of a sudden, if something's easy, more people are likely to try it. Easy pizza recipe without oven, you can try at home, right? So all of a sudden, we have made it from just pizza recipe without oven to a title that is a lot more specific. And if you look here, how to improve your score. This is where TubeBuddy's really going to be helping you. You can see that, does this include your target keyword in the title? Absolutely. Our target keyword is pizza recipe without oven, easy pizza recipe without oven, you can try at home. We can also get rid of this dash, make it a little more of a sentence. Easy pizza recipe without oven, you can try at home. You can even add, if you wanted to, an oven, but people are looking for pizza recipe without oven, so maybe keep it to kind of what people are searching for. Then when we describe it, we can then make it like easy pizza recipe without oven, and then maybe we add without an oven, right? Keeping that. And one thing you'll notice is how TubeBuddy keeps highlighted partial matches with this lighter highlight and full matches with this bolder one, and that's not an accident. TubeBuddy is helping you because here's the thing. You need to repeat your target keyword in your videos, title, description, and tags. And with TubeBuddy's new pro feature, SEO Studio, which again, I've seen a few of you say it's a pro feature, we have a free trial link in the ticker tape if you've never had a free trial before. If you'd like more help, you can use the coupon codes AndrewsBuddy, all one word, lowercase, 25% off on any TubeBuddy license. Again, we're doing the best to show you this feature and give you an ability to test it out for yourself. So, as we transition on back, you can see that the more we describe this, easy pizza recipe without an oven, that you, and see how when I changed it, that you can try at home. Pizza recipes without an oven can seem difficult. That's why we've given you an easy pizza recipe without oven. Now, again, the only reason this is starting to glitch a little bit is because we are zoomed in, but notice how the more I repeat these things in the title, the description, the tags, it really matters. Now, keep in mind, you need to include your target keyword within the first 200 characters because that's what YouTube is doing themselves. I had no idea about the score feature. Thank you. Now, this score, a lot of people get confused. This is not the keyword score. This is just showing you how well optimized you have your video based on your target keyword. Do not confuse the two. So now, we have this pretty organically said, try this easy pizza recipe without oven today to cook your family a fun meal, right? So this is just making it organic. Another thing we can do, we can say pizza recipe without oven ingredients, right? If I could spell. And then we can list them, right? Obviously, this is going where you can be a little more specific, but here is what it is. So now you can have that. So now we have easy pizza. We have this being repeated organically, and we have the first bit. So we can hit next. Now here is where we get some of those suggestions we saw earlier, right? So we have pizza recipe without an oven. It's always going to add your target keyword as a tag because that's relevant, and it always will be, right? So why don't we go ahead and add easy pizza recipe without oven. You can try at home, right? So that's keeping that tag. If I could spell, that'd be a lot better. But, you know, we are not judging based on spelling. Maybe you are, but I apologize. Just trying to do a few things at once. You can try at home. See how now we have our title repeated? So pizza recipe without oven and yeast. Maybe that's something we talk about in this video. Maybe we can say, we can talk about how maybe we're not using cheese. Again, the more you add, the better it'll be. So this is just a quick example of what you can do with just the title. And notice how, since we have our title and description, it went from just pizza recipe without oven to easy pizza recipe without oven. You can try at home. So it became something that's not only searchable, but it's also compelling and is also more human, because that is what YouTube's trying to do. Now, I am going to go ahead and close this. We don't need this one anymore. But if you guys saw that, the video for SEO Studio, you may see we still have viewer applause staying there. So let me know, you guys, understanding SEO Studio, how we went from that target keyword, how we are now. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and look at some of your questions and answer them while I get some of your chat. I see True Financial, who says, hey, Andrew, the next thing we're going to probably be researching is going to be Apex Legends. But if you have a topic you would like me, so this needs to be a topic you want to do a video around, and you would like me to break it down through Keyword Explorer to SEO Studio, then this is that opportunity for you watching to suggest something we can do some research on. In the meantime, while you guys are typing, I'm going to answer some of your questions. So we have some responses in here. All right. Why isn't TubeBuddy giving me milestones? It says I need 1 more subscribers. I gained 3 and never got my milestone. I didn't get my milestone for video upload. So if you're having any issues with our milestones, it could be that you are on a browser that is currently not being supported as much anymore. If you're on Safari, for example, I can link in the chat why we can't support Safari as much as we used to, but it's something you can think about. So I see Los Angeles, I see Fortnite, and I see March Madness. So I think those gives us some decent things to go after. So with that, if you're having any issues with the milestones, you can also reach out to support@tubebuddy.com. So hopefully that answers your question. The next question we have is, it says, why is the Tag Explorer less effective in the new YouTube Studio? If you're talking about Keyword Explorer, it's still pretty effective. You say, we could click on the tag in our video and see its ranking. That doesn't happen now. Will you be fixing this soon? So I'm assuming you're talking about you may not be seeing green tags when you are in the new YouTube Studio. If you're not seeing green tags first, and this goes to anyone who's watching, make sure that you have incognito mode selected. So the best way you could do that is you can go to My Account TubeBuddy dashboard here, which would open up the TubeBuddy dashboard. Go to Settings here. I can't do this because this isn't my main account. So I'm just a manager of the TubeBuddy account. So if we go transition over, you would go to the TubeBuddy dashboard. You can get there from here, TubeBuddy dashboard. Brings you to My Account. Go to Settings and make sure you have incognito mode suggested. That'd be the best thing. So that would be my best thing there. Easy Action says, is it okay to have 2 keywords in the title? I mean, as long as it sounds human, right? Like, it always matters. Like, you could argue that they could just be 2 separate topics within. Joey DeFi says, I'm always open to tips, Andrew. I'm now at 13,000 with massive helps from TubeBuddy. That's awesome. Thank you. That's great to hear. See, things like that are really cool. But basically, that'll help you make sure you're in the correct settings for TubeBuddy. Someone's asking for video advice. I can't necessarily do that. So someone says, I usually make my thumbnails while filming. What is the most convenient thing to do? Screenshotting the clip in the video so that you already have it done in a format and done correctly? what I tend to do when it comes to video thumbnails, and this is super important because thumbnails, and this needs to be said, you can have the best SEO imaginable. But the thing is, SEO is only going to help show up in search. If people don't click on it, that's dependent on that thumbnail. Thumbnail is so important. It doesn't matter how good your SEO if people are not clicking on that thumbnail. What I do for my thumbnails is we had some professional thumbnails done for us at TubeBuddy, and we use a service called Casper Lite for the TubeBuddy thumbnails. For my personal channel, I take the time and I do its own dedicated photo shoot because thumbnails are that important. So that is the thing I would say there, is that you need to make sure that your thumbnails are getting people to click because thumbnails are so important. So Henry says, I would ask what browser you're on. But now we're going to go back and let's look at Apex Legends. Again, we're going to go to extension tools. I want to show you how you can do keyword research from SEO Studio, right? So before you have a target keyword, you can click help me find the right target keyword. It will launch the Keyword Explorer and then boom, you are right back to Keyword Explorer in another way. So Apex Legends, right? That's what someone said they wanted to talk about. We also had from Adrian Alford Photography talk about optimization strength. It's as simple as it says. This number represents how well optimized the top ranking videos are. So you want this to have an excellent optimization strength. Why? Because if it's not well optimized, if you come in, you have the minimum views required to stand out on that top page of search, and your video with a good thumbnail has a chance to stay on there. So you want the optimization strength to be excellent so you have an excellent chance of staying on the top page of search results with a well optimized video. So hopefully that explains. So we started with Apex Legends. So I'm assuming you're a gaming channel. There's a lot of things you can do around Apex Legends, right? So looking here, season 4 is coming out based on what I'm seeing. We have tips, trailers. So why don't we go for season 4? Let's take a little bit of a deep dive, right? So we broke it down from Apex Legends to Apex Legends season 4. Well, you could do a countdown, you could do a reaction. What I would say can help you, especially if you are new or trying to stand out for Apex Legend, is maybe offer some tips that you needed help understanding when you first started the game. If you're a gaming channel, if you're a Let's Player, every level you do in a video game is searchable. If you are in a competitive game like Fortnite or Apex Legends or PUBG, every tip, strategy that you've learned along the way is a video you could create, period. Gaming is actually very searchable. You just kind of need to figure out how to do it. So Omar says he's only limited to 3. We're given a free trial in this video, so go ahead and pick that up. So Apex Legends Season 4, I'm going to go with tips, right? And then again, the more we dive down, are you playing Apex Legends on your PS4, your PC, your Xbox, whatever you're doing, whatever console you are on specifically, maybe go for that. So I'm a PC player first and foremost. So now we went from Apex Legends to Apex Legends Season 4 Tips PC. This is a lot more specific than where we started, and the barrier to entry is still high, but for our channel, we could easily stand out. The optimization strength is excellent, meaning that not a lot of people have that well optimized. And here's the thing. Someone asked earlier, can you combine multiple keywords in one? We are. Apex Legend is a keyword. Apex Legends Season 4 is different than just Apex Legends, as we saw doing research. Apex Legends Season 4 Tips is something different. And then adding in PC changed it a lot, right? So now we have multiple layers that are all searchable, right? Because a lot of the times, these tips on PC can transfer over. So we're going to go optimize this in SEO Studio. So Apex Legends Season 4 tips. The thing is, great, you're giving me tips, but why should I click on just Apex Legends Season 4 tips, PC? Apex Legends Season 4 tips, PC gamers, how to win every time. Well, I want to win every time as a gamer. I don't like losing. I don't think anyone's like, I want to lose today. So the more you go in, the better you come in with something that is compelling. Again, a video title, when crafting it, not only needs to be searchable, which Apex Legends Season 4 Tips PC is, but it's not compelling. And if you're not compelling someone to click, that matters. So that is what I would say. So what do you guys think? If you are a gamer, would you be more likely to click on just Apex Legends Season 4 Tips or Apex Legends Season 4 Tips for PC, How to Win Every Time? Which one would you click on? And let me know in the chat, because if it's different, then that's an interesting point. Welcome, Evan Carmichael, who says, "Hey, Andrew. Hey, Evan, it is good to see you. Can't wait to see you in social media marketing world. You told me I need to have more energy, be more pumped, and I'm ready for you, Evan. Hopefully you can hear it in my voice. I'm excited to see you soon." However, we like TubeBuddy. Built by Day says, "How to Win Every Time." Again, giving that kind of feedback. Apex Legends Season 4 Tips PC, how to win every time. And then for the description, in this Apex Legends Season 4 Tips PC video, we'll teach you how to win every time. Learning how to win in Apex Legends Season 4 for PC is important. These Apex Legend Season 4 Tips PC Edition will help you do just that. Now see how again, following the tips recommended here by the SEO Studios, I'm finding natural ways to organically include our keyword in our description. And then again, all of these things I had here, I can put in our tags. We're really focusing on crafting a title today. We have videos on cat tags and things like that. But this is going from target keyword to compelling title, which is again, how to craft the perfect title, perfect video title for YouTube. If you're enjoying this video, please let us know. And again, I appreciate all the questions coming in. If you'd like to ask a question, moderators, if you could please let us know. Love TubeBuddy, use it every day, says Scott. TubeBuddy, how about a mobile legends using tank heroes? So the next one we are doing, I saw someone talking about weight loss journey. I saw someone talking about LA. We have a lot of topics, but keep putting them in the chat because I'm trying my best to get to them. So this is just a great way if, again, we went from Apex Legend to Season 4 Tips and we're being more helpful, right? So now let's try to find another target keyword. Someone asked about Los Angeles, right? So if you're a travel vlogger, or even if you are not a vlogger, this is still useful, right? So if you're a gamer, right, maybe you can do LA Minecraft, like Minecraft communities, if you want to find other people in LA. So here's the thing. You just gave me LA as our topic, so we kind of have a very broad one here. So there's so much going on right now in LA. Like we could do LA's. If you're ever like curious, you can do A, so like see what people are saying. You can type in B and you can see what people are saying here. C, so LA, California, LA City, crimes online. We can go D, we can see maybe E, everything that's kind of here, right? So let's say you're a travel vlogger. Let's say what Expedia says, LA Expedia, right? So this is a travel website. So if you're a travel vlogger, all right. This one's not as competitive as other, so it's something to consider. Memphis Grizzlies says basketball. I've been to the FedEx Forum. Amazing stadium. So I see from Chris 10TFF, or great tool too, buddy. Thank you. I love LA, says Susie. So again, like someone said basketball, fine. This is another way to look up basketball. Los Angeles, if we look here, number one thing that comes up, Lakers, right? So let's say if I'm doing basketball, we've gone to basketball world. So maybe we can say Los Angeles Lakers. We could talk about highlights depending on what you do, right? So the highlights are probably going to be searched up a lot. We could look up different ways. But again, one thing to keep in mind is how competitive is it to stand out? 245,000 views to even show up. That's going to be difficult. So JG Tech Blog says, hey, Andrew, is it bad to have a long title? We recommend at TubeBuddy having a title between 20 and 70 characters. And the reason why is that if you look at a certain point, YouTube is going to be cropping kind of the title. So here, I'll show you kind of quickly what I mean by that. So like sometimes the title will get like minimized. Obviously, this is not maybe the best example, but just be careful with too long of a title. You don't want it to get cut off. UGB Vlog says LA is the best. Going to Kobe's memorial on Monday, 24th of February. R.I.P. Kobe. R.I.P. Moment of silence. Anyway, folks, back to SEO optimization. So we went from, someone brought up basketball, so now we're talking about the LA Lakers, which is, again, how you can combine, maybe you're a basketball player and that you enjoy these things, right? So we could talk about a game they're going against, like if you're a Lakers-based YouTube channel, right? So maybe we can talk about the Dallas Mavericks. We can talk about a reaction. We can do all of these different things, and we can break it down each time. So Omar Tube says, try Minecraft. Well, here's the thing. We did one game earlier, so I'm trying to break it up just from the gamers. We might go back to Minecraft, but if anyone else would like to see Minecraft, let us know in those comments. However, we went from LA to the LA Lakers, which gives us another way. But what about the Lakers? How will that relate to your audience? That's the key thing. I am based in LA. I vlog sometimes, but I don't ever talk about basketball personally on my channel. So the problem becomes, if I've never talked about basketball, why should my audience care if I'm a Laker fan, or if I'm a Clippers fan, or if I'm a Grizzlies fan, or if I'm any one of these teams' fans? Think about your audience first and foremost. That's the key. So Phelan Wynn says, hello, Andrew. I have a video compilation waiting to publish about 10 exotic cars. The thing is, when you're doing 10 exotic cars, each of those exotic cars, if you haven't already, should be an individual video. My advice to you would be make each of those cars their own video, then have that top 10, make a master playlist, and have each of them play in and make it super easy. So that would be what I say there. I've seen weight loss journey. So the target keyword here is weight loss. So that's what we're going to focus on. Weight loss. We see weight loss journey, motivation, tips. These are the things people are looking for. So if you're talking about a weight loss journey, here's the thing. Are you a man? Are you a teenager? Are you a woman? Are you whatever you identify as? How can that help, right? So this is what people are looking for on YouTube. Men, teenager, 2019, before and after, pictures, black women, kids, 2020, women. Maybe if you're a man, you focus on men. I'm a man, I'm going to focus on men because, it makes sense to me. Now, here's the thing. The barrier to entry for weight loss for men is about 5,000 views. If your videos average like 10 views, this is too competitive at the moment for your channel to stand out in, and so I can't necessarily recommend you target it. If you go into something that's way too competitive for your reach as a channel, then if you don't stand out, that's kind of the expected results. You knew the risk in targeting that keyword. However, if you find something that you can more ideally stand out in, then you have a chance. Another thing is, and this is one thing I want to say, if you think your video is so good that you can reach this 6,000 in the time, like this one gets 950 searches a month, YouTube gives benefit to videos that are new. So here, let's think. What is something, right? Let's just say Sonic the Hedgehog, because we have some gamers in here, right? So let's say if I type in Sonic the Hedgehog movie, right? YouTube gives all of these videos that are newer the new tag. It gives them a week to stand out. 7 hours ago, new. 1 hour ago, new. It gives them an opportunity to stand out with this new tag. But here's the thing. The more competitive it is, the more new videos that are going to show up, which means your video is likely to fall down, down, and down. So the thing is, when you're talking about weight loss journey for men, is the example. If you can get those views in that first week, if you honestly believe your video, your thumbnail is so good that you can reach that view threshold, go for it. But if it doesn't, don't be surprised if you're not ranking past that initial week, because that's when YouTube's boost is done. Be realistic in what you can achieve now, because sometimes maybe it's not the right time to make that video. Maybe we don't have enough experience to make that video yet. But it doesn't mean you shouldn't make it. It just means maybe you make other videos so when you do put out that video, it has a chance to shine. So, going back to weight loss journey, because that's where we were at. Weight loss journey. Since we saw men, we also see people are looking for 2020. Maybe we do men 2020, right? Because now we're combining kind of, right? And oh my gosh, it's pretty excellent. The search volume's there. They want to see new people losing weight. iFoodie TV says, I have a question. Please do so in the comments down below. Excuse me. Whew. I'm still new. I still need to try the TubeBuddy thumbnail creator. I love it, Chris, and I think it's pretty good. So now we went from weight loss journey to weight loss journey for men, and now we're targeting the year 2020. Now here's the thing. If you want to target a keyword that's like weight loss journey men, adding the year will help you only for that year. When the year's up, that video, you may need to remake it, you may need to rethink it. But the thing is, you now have a chance to stand out for something. And if this video picks up and starts doing well, you may go after the real thing you were caring about, which was just weight loss journey. So now, if we go into the SEO studio, here's the thing. Weight loss journey, men 2020. You now have to make this compelling. Why should an audience care about your weight loss journey? How are you going to title and display this thumbnail to make people interested? I went through a weight loss journey myself, right? So if I were to focus on this, I might go after something like weight loss journey, men 2020, how I lost 120 pounds. Because that's true to my story. How did he lose 120 pounds? And if I have a before and after image, then I can really make this compelling and really kind of focus on that. So that's something to think about when you're making this, right? So weight loss journey, men 2020, how I lost 120 pounds. Now, this is kind of compelling. Again, it might be, try to make it compelling for an audience. How I lost 120 pounds. That might get people to click because they're like, well, how did he lose 120 pounds? It's something to keep in mind. Easy action. Do we need to re-upload the video then, or changing title and thumbnail can help a little? Easy action. I'm assuming you're talking about things like that. Kathy Fitz like amazing 120 pounds. Yes. So again, for someone who is going through fitness, right? Like Kathy Fit, this is a great example. She is a fitness-based channel. 120 pounds, how I lost it might be very interesting to Kathy, but maybe not a broad audience. So here's the thing. Your ideal audience, people that are trying to begin into fitness, which is why they're probably looking up weight loss journeys. You need to be relatable to them. Maybe this video might be perfect for someone like that. So it all depends on your title and how compelling it is. See, Kathy is our target audience, someone into fitness. So DJ Miles for titles says, Sonic the Hedgehog, is it recommended to make a compelling title like Best Video Game Film, Sonic the Hedgehog Review? So here's the thing. You need to have the most searchable part first. You would put Sonic the Hedgehog first, not the best part. The way it works is order of importance. The target keyword, and this is a great point, needs to be first. So let's break this down, right? Weight loss journey for men 2020. Like if I was to do Sonic, which is where we're at, we could do this. Sonic the Hedgehog movie. This is going to be super competitive. Poor. It needs 129. People are talking about this is hot at the moment, right? Sonic the Hedgehog movie. Here are what people are looking for, right? Like if you can't beat or compete with these views, you're really going to need to focus on that compelling. So if we look here, worst might do, best. So maybe we go best and see video game movie. Maybe. I mean, here's the thing. I mean, this isn't, the search volume's kind of fair. Again, this is a trending, so it might be pretty easy for now. So again, with that in mind, like Sonic the Hedgehog is our target keyword. Sonic the Hedgehog movie is our target keyword. If we were to bring this into SEO Studio, what I would do is keep it from here. And then the thing is, best video game movie is how you're trying to compel people to click. So that's a great question for Meepo Games. I'm a gamer from Germany, but most of the lists are better for US. What about localization focus? Here's the thing. Salma Joffrey, someone we work with frequently, has a video about why you should probably focus on your area specifically. So TubeBuddy is a US-based company, and most of what we offer is based in English because that's our native language. However, you can still take the English and rewrite it in Germany because it's still compelling to that audience. This is just showing you an English base, but if you change it for Germany, the chances are it's going to go over pretty well. So I think we have done some good ones. I want to ask for more like video topics that you would like to make into a title, or if you have a video you are thinking about doing around a topic, let me know. Now here's the thing. You need to do your keyword research usually first, because you can't kind of shoehorn in SEO. Like you can't make a video and then be like, well, I'm gonna try to make this relevant to SEO later. It doesn't usually work out, and YouTube and the audience can tell. So if you have a question for us, please do so in the form down below. If you have questions about multiple language support, because I see that just came in, please email us at support@tubebuddy.com on that. So while I wait for more things to come in, so this comes from Arts and Crafts Academic. I use TubeBuddy all the time, and now the SEO. However, I can never seem to get more than 46% good for keyword search. Is it because I'm an art channel specializing in recent work tutorial for beginners, or is it because I have no clue what to look for? I do click on the tabs and check. I don't know the size of your channel, so I can't speak to this without really knowing that. So it could be that the things you're going for might be very competitive, and a 46 would probably give you a yellow score. It's just going to tell you to be cautious on that. You may not have green yet because you may not have established authority in a topic or a title or an area yet. And maybe you have a lot of videos, but they haven't performed well. Again, it's understanding, were you too ambitious in what you created at the moment, or did you have the content needed to compete there? So without knowing, it's a little difficult, but a 46 would get you a yellow, so that just would be to be cautious in it. Why is the monthly search displayed every now and then and not for every keyword? Great question. Love this one, and this one I can explain right now. So, for example, if we go here, Sonic the Hedgehog, if we look, it's not going to have the number of monthly searches, and here's why. The number of monthly searches is going to be based on how many of our people type that into our Keyword Explorer so that we know to serve that specifically. There are trillions of word combinations. So if we had number of monthly searches for every single word combination in English, it'd be never ending. So we base it on how many people are looking for data around that. And that's the best solution we can have, because again, there's no way we can provide trillions of data points because we have a limitation with the data API. It's not the best, but it is the only way we can offer it. So hopefully that helps explain it. I see a lot. I see spinning yard. I see March Madness. I see kayak fishing setup. Where are we going next? Says my name is Andrew as well. It's like everyone is asking me a bunch of questions. Well, from one Andrew to another. Good to see you. So I see March Madness. I said that earlier. I want to focus on that. The Family IT says, I think my audience targeting might be confusing. I teach older people how to use today's tech, or older people not really on YouTube. So the Family IT, They are very slow to adapt. YouTube released, again, this is based on 2018, so that's the last time they kind of released it. It may be very much updated. If you watch Steve Dotto, he talks about tech for the gray wave. There's definitely an audience there, but it's not going to be as big as like a general audience or a younger audience. It's just like, that's not a bad ideal audience. It's just being realistic in the fake one. So because I saw March Madness, I saw Yarn, I think let's scroll a little back. I think we did some, okay. Spinning yarn is what I saw from Sarah Dawn. So why don't we start there? Spinning yarn. All right, so here is where I would say this is where we can kind of focus on things, right? So just spinning yarn in general has that barrier to entry of 2,000. It's basically 2,110 views required to show up in the first page. That's pretty competitive, not the most competitive we've ever seen. So from here, if I'm going to look, right, this is where I'm going to look at what are people looking for on YouTube. Because this is where, are you using a spinning wheel? That's going to change it. Is this more of a beginner, right? Are you doing it by hand? The more specific you get, like we know that people are looking for how to spin or spinning yarn. So maybe if you're trying to get new users, you're going for beginners, right? So spinning yarn for beginners. It's pretty excellent. The views is only about 608. This is another example why it doesn't have search per month. I'm not sure how many people were researching spinning yarn for beginners. So that's something to just keep in mind. So if you're doing spinning yarn for beginners, right? Why don't we go into, I think this is actually a pretty good focus, right? So we have our target, spinning yarn for beginners, right? Spinning yarn for beginners. You can go for tips. Again, this is where you kind of need to be compelling. This also gives you a lot of creativity, right? Like you can do 5 tips you should know. Well, I'm a beginner spinning yarn. I need to know some tips. Let's see what these 5 things I need to know. Or spinning yarn for beginners, the best needle set. Again, I don't know much about spinning yarns. You're going to know a little bit more about this. But that's kind of where the more you know this craft, the more you're aware of this. This is kind of where you can be specific. Like spinning yarn for beginners, why you should try by hand, right? That's something we saw. We saw why you should try by hand. Maybe that's not the best. Again, I don't know spinning yarn at this level. Oh, I mean, I figured it was an odd one and wanted to see what you turn up. Spinning yarn for beginners is being searched. It's like, how can we do this? What I would probably focus on, knowing nothing about yarn spinning, is spinning yarn for beginners. 3 simple tips you can try. This all of a sudden takes it from, you're targeting that beginners, and beginners are always looking to sharpen their skills. If you ever want to get into YouTube or teach something, try something new for the first time and think, what did I not know? One thing I've been working on personally in my own time is learning a new language. And if you haven't had to learn something in a while, it is humbling. It will knock you down a peg. Lily Tree says, Andrew apparently doesn't spin many yarns. I've been exposed. I'm canceled, folks. I'm not a yarn spinner. If at most I spindle up my wires, but that's about it. Ike says, Andrew doesn't spin yarn. Wow. Back to the topic at hand. Spinning yarn for beginners, 3 simple tips you can try. This automatically takes it from something that may not be it. I needed tips. The things they didn't know. So we have country living experience, a homestead journey. How do vlogs get away with clickbaity, vague titles and get a ton of views without having many subs? So that's a great question. They might be targeting suggested search, but here's the thing. Suggested in browse, YouTube will tell you this themselves, is YouTube trying to find your audience. It could just have a killer thumbnail and the title might just... The sad thing is clickbait does work because it gets interest, but it's not good to build a channel, and it's actually against YouTube's terms of service. Just because it's working now doesn't mean they're building a healthy audience and doesn't mean they're going to be around for a long period of time. Another thing about vloggers, a lot of times they already have an established audience. So if you're coming in with an established audience and then they're watching your content, it doesn't matter if you clickbait because you had an established audience. The Artist Haven says, I found that adding step-by-step for beginning search brings up a plethora of opportunities. That's a great point. So spinning yarn for beginners, step-by-step tutorial, right? That is super searchable, very compelling. Thank you, The Artist Haven. You see, TubeBuddy, we are a community. We are a buddy to you. So thank you, The Artist Haven. That was a really great suggestion, but step-by-step tutorial. Now you're speaking a language a beginner might want to know, because I'm sure a lot of you are learning TubeBuddy. If you don't know this, seeing this step by step might be very useful. So, spinning yarn for beginners, a step by step tutorial. Learning how to spin yarn as a beginner can be scary or challenging, right? Let's say challenging. I'm not sure how true that is. This is not, again. I can't say how accurate this is. Again, as I was exposed earlier, I don't spin yarn. But so I'm not sure how challenging it is. Probably very. So spinning yarn for beginners, a step-by-step tutorial. Learning how to spin yarn as a beginner can be challenging. Spinning yarn for beginners doesn't have to be a drag. With this step-by-step tutorial, you'll be spinning yarn as a beginner in no time, right? So this is just keeping that. And then maybe this is another thing you can consider. So you're not allowed, and I tell this, do not stuff your videos with tags. What that means is don't put your tags from your area in there and just copy and paste those tags. Find ways to organically include those things in your description. So here's a great way, and I did this a little bit earlier with recipes. So spinning yarn for beginners supply list, right? So now yarn, I don't know what the list would be, beginner, pretty much needed for. But now we went from just something that may not have been the most searchable. Dirt Boss tried counting masonry. He says, I just spun my way out of this stream. Sorry to hear that. Can't please everyone, but hopefully you enjoyed your time with us while you were here. Thank you so much for your time, and sorry this wasn't the perfect stream. But if you do have a question or something you'd like to see, put it in the chat. Again, what we're trying to do is be as helpful as many different titles, description, and stuff like that for people. So I'm going to be answering questions. If you'd like me to optimize the keyword target, please do it here. I need to do March Madness. I see you. I'm trying not to forget you. March Madness, you're in my head. You're my next one. We're going to get more from there. Let's look at some more questions. So this is, if my video is 100% talking head, should I feature that face in the thumbnail instead of just a pic arc and text? So depends the topic. So if you're talking head, if you're talking about, let's say, the Lakers going on that March Madness theme, it might make more sense to show some Lakers and then yourself, and that way you let people know, hey, I'm discussing the Lakers. But if you are just, again, it really depends. I would always include, and keep in mind, be wary of copyrights and stuff. Do your best to include something that's naturally being discussed in the video. But if you're in it, do your audience respond well to you being in the thumbnail? On average, faces and thumbnails do better. but it may not always necessarily have to be your face. Something to keep in mind. Mosby TV says, how do tags work? Tags work in service of your title and description. So whatever your keyword target is, so for this example, spinning yarn for beginners. Spinning yarn for beginners is going to be our first tag. We're also going to have maybe yarn spinning for beginners, because that's a different way. Spinning yarn for beginners step by step, that's a different one. And then see how we're including our target keyword in different ways. Spinning yarn for beginners tutorial, which is a different way to write that, but they're not the same keyword and they have different search. It should be relevant to your target keyword and your title. Then you can take the tags you have here, naturally include them in the description, and that's kind of how it works. So Zytune FM says, I submitted the question, where is it? We have a lot of questions, so I am doing my best to get to it and still provide value. We do have 195 people. Thank you everyone for watching. We hit over 100 thumbs up just now. Thank you so much for joining us here live on TubeBuddy. Again, if you have something you'd like to see us optimized, please let us know. Going through the questions. So hopefully that answers your question about talking head. What advice do you have for making a video when you're unsure of the content you'll film? I metal detect. I find it hard when I never know what I'll find. That's a great question. So you're a metal detector, right? I would say maybe the location you metal detect in could be a focus, right? Because people might be searching for metal detecting in that area, right? So LA was given to us earlier. So maybe you can say Los Angeles metal detecting. You'll never guess what I found. I found this or something like that. So you're targeting the area. The compelling thing is I found this or whatever you found, and that's a kind of interesting way you could do it. So that's something to think about. Upcoming channel will be with food vlog. So can my title be XXXXX food vlog? I mean, if you're a food vlog, you don't really have to put that in the title. Also, I'm pretty sure food vlog is probably super competitive. So instead of including food vlog in every title, I might recommend, I mean, here, let's just look it up, right? So we can do this. We'll save these changes. It's good to have different things. We'll go here, right? So you said food vlog. If I look at food vlog, I know that's going to be very competitive. The bear, well, there's about 16,000. I guess I thought it'd be more competitive than it was. So I would say it's not that. I would just say I would rather make it a little bit more what the video is about. Zytune, no, you cannot put tags in your video descriptions. That is against YouTube terms of service, and I will put that in right now. It's called misleading metadata, and it is a help article right here. It is considered a deceptive practice, and if you are doing that, you need to remove them immediately because it is called misleading metadata, and you do not want to be doing that. So if we transition over to this help article, we'll zoom in really quick. Misleading. Tag stuffing. Placing excessive tags in a video description. Tag stuffing rather than placing tags upon the upload. That is against terms of service. Can get you banned. And I've seen way too many people get their channel shut down for not knowing that. So don't, please. That'd be my best advice on that. We're going to get to more questions. Can you change your title if you published a video, then go back and change the title and tags? Would it get any difference in rankings? So Chris, that's not going to necessarily, like, it's not going to re-index the video. Like earlier on, we thought maybe. What it's going to do is maybe with a better title, maybe with a better thumbnail and better description and tags, it's more accurate to what the video is really about and might help in that way. But ultimately, it kind of really depends because, like, if you truly believe you created a great video that just didn't do what you thought it could because maybe it just, like, maybe its thumbnail is awful. Changing your thumbnail can definitely help. Titles and description and tags can help, but you would really have to be confident in that strength of that video. So this one says, so the new tool, add the title, description, tags to video up, or do you have to cut? Oh, so that's a great question. So they asked on this new SEO Studio tool, let's go ahead and show this. Do you have to do it each time? So what I'll do is I will go back to our SEO Studio, and it's actually really cool. So you can save these things as a draft. You can click load from save draft here. So click load from save draft. Then all the stuff we talked about earlier, so let's go back to the first example, or actually we'll go to spinning yarn for beginners. You can add these tags, the thumbnail, and then you save the draft and you can apply it to a video on the upload page. So when you're ready on the upload page, all of the stuff you did in SEO Studio, you just hit apply and it's there for you. So yeah, it's pretty much that simple. So Zatoon says, if I edit my description now, is it okay? I would remove those tags. I mean, you are going back and doing it. So if you're removing the tag stuffing, you should be fine. But keep in mind, if someone reported you, YouTube will have the log that it was there, right? So like if you've been reported and it was there, that's unfortunately one of the things that can happen. Mark Fixes Stuff says, regarding thumbnail faces, I just took a bunch of faces in one go, holding variation tools, objects with green screen. Now I have a folder I can pick from and rotate them. That's what we do with TubeBuddy, and we found a lot of success with that. So if that's what works well. I asked about meta description, but I was ignored. So did you ask in the document? Because if you did, we have over 60 questions at once, and then like they get deleted and filtered out from like some of the spam ones. Like for example, before I did the stream, we had 120 and I brought them down from the please subscribe to my channel to about probably 10 decent ones. So if you ask, if you could please ask in the form again. Lid E401, does TubeBuddy analyze thumbnails? I can't say, but stay tuned to some cool TubeBuddy stuff. And if you want to keep up to date on all TubeBuddy updates, subscribe to the channel today. So, March Madness, I owe you. So, you know what? Why don't we just do it here? March Madness, right here. March Madness. We're going to use the Search Explorer to get here. Searches per month, 10 million. Going to be very competitive. Whew. So here we go. We're going to first go to the weighted score. So right now it's pretty early. The barrier to entry is low, but that's going to rise and rise the more. I mean, if we look, this might be bundled with the new tag. So March Madness, what about it, right? Like, let's say you're talking about March Madness 2020. Well, then this is a lot better. So maybe we can talk about the bracket. You can make predictions. Maybe you're doing a bracket predictions. Now, here's the power tip, folks. Don't try to put all of these in one video. Each of these terms people are searching for and could be their own video. So if you talk about the bracket, that's one thing. You can make predictions in another video, and then you can make a bracket predictions in third. You have 3 pieces of content, can put them in a mega March Madness 2020 playlist, and then you have content all around a topic. So when YouTube tries to find content around a topic, you have a playlist of content ready to go. Sarah Dawn says, oh wow, so many features I didn't know about. I've only had TubeBuddy for a few weeks. TubeBuddy is an amazing toolkit, and I do my best to show everything we can on the TubeBuddy videos, tutorials, and here too. UGP Vlogs has great information that Andrew's talking about. Well, thank you. Easy Action says, do we need to use as much keywords as we can, or just long tail that we think will be searched? You don't have to think. We give you, like, these are being searched right now. Like, you don't have to guess. Like, these are actively being searched for on YouTube. So I wouldn't go for a think. I'd go for, do I want to talk about, let's say, the bracket in March Madness 2020? Well, I do. It only needs 181 views to rank for. Search volume is poor. That might be where I'm like, the search will grow, though. As March Madness comes longer and longer, the search for this will grow. People are asking, what am I using? It is called Page Marker. You can look that up on the extension store on Google. But you don't have to guess when you, like, if you have TubeBuddy Pro, you can see this. Again, free trial link in the ticker tape. So if I wanted to talk about the March Madness 2020 bracket, I would go into SEO Studio. And maybe I don't like the March Madness 2020 bracket. You know what? March Madness 2020 bracket the worst bracket yet. Maybe that's my opinion. Please keep in mind, I really don't have a strong opinion on March Madness right now. It's very early. But what if I think it's the worst bracket yet? Or the bet? That's going to get people to click because it's compelling. Because they're looking for the March Madness stuff. But now, I've made it compelling because I said it's the worst bracket yet. Oh yeah, it is, huh? Well, I love this bracket. Why is it the worst? So, that is where you could talk about it. Again, that might not be your opinion, but that's just an idea. Or you can say, the best bracket since whatever year you believe to be the best. Again, the more compelling you are with it, the better you can do. Ike's is so controversial. I'm canceled. I don't know how to spin yard. I think the March Madness bracket is bad. You see, this is just giving ideas and trying to make them work. Steve McDonald Arts and Crafts says, I have to go to work early in the morning. Thank you, Andrew. This has been great. Steve, thank you so much for your time, and thank everyone for watching. And Visuals said, who the heck disliked this man? This man is the same. Thank you. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. Just as I have the right to try to help people, they have the right to not like what I'm saying. Going back, trying to see. Andrew, can you please explain weighted versus unweighted? Easy. Let's do it. Oh, you are talking my language. Basically, it is as simple as this. It is so simple, everyone. All right. We're on this March Madness. What UGP vlog says true. A thumbs down still actually helps too. It counts as... You know what? Someone said Minecraft earlier. Why don't we go back and honor that? To the people waiting for Minecraft, we'll start here. So, weighted. That all this means is that we are looking at your channel. TubeBuddy sees your channel and gives you a score based on that. Unweighted has no data. It is just a general score. So unweighted means that there's no specific. You see right here? Click on the weighted tab above to see how your specific channel will likely perform for this keyword. Unweighted has no data to give. Weighted is looking at how your channel will perform for a term. Now, Minecraft is going to be very competitive. It's going to have a new video every day, and it's going to lose rankings quick because of the new tag. The optimization strength is good, meaning that some people have pretty good optimized, and it's poor for competition because it's so frequent, right? So Minecraft is very, very difficult because there's so many people creating content for Minecraft. So maybe you're doing a house tutorial. Well, still very competitive. Maybe you're doing something that's easy and big, right? Maybe still competitive. Maybe it's all out of wood. Not as competitive, but still pretty up there. So again, someone said Minecraft Modernist build tutorial. Let's go. You've given me a specific example. Modernist. This is what I'm looking at first before we go build tutorial. Okay, but not that many people are looking up Minecraft Modernist. And if we go build tutorial, yes, you have a video on it, but how many people are looking for this? Not many. You could stand out here, but the thing is, one thing to keep in mind, if not that many people are searching for it, don't be surprised if it doesn't get that many views. That's one of those things that it could be a great video, but people may not care about it. And that's unfortunately one of the realities of YouTube. I create the best video about how to change a light in the stadium in San Diego. But guess what? If people don't care about how to change a light in the stadium of San Diego, then if it doesn't get views, maybe my core audience will watch, but this one might be just your core audience's attention. And Visual says, I'm still new to TubeBuddy. Is there any cool tips and tricks? I just reached 3.4K. Subscribe to the TubeBuddy channel. We got lots of videos. There's so much in TubeBuddy. We have over 80 tools. So we've kind of gone over a lot of the keyword stuff, but there's stuff that I love, right? So like there are stuff in the comments. We have the SEO Studio. We have the video topic planner where you can really like plan a video out. We have the tag lists. We have health report. We have brand alerts. We have competitors. We have A/B tests. Some of these are not free features, but they're all here. We have search rank tracking. There's so much good stuff here. So now I want to look at more questions. And if you would like me to optimize the topic, please let me know in the chat. Thank you, everyone. We have actually, very proud to announce this, we have broken the TubeBuddy all-time highest stream record. Thank you, everyone. If you were enjoying this video, please consider liking it. And thank you, everyone. But TubeBuddy have a video with keyword YouTube SEO 2020. There's only only relative keywords in title. Does it help YouTube to understand? TubeBuddy have video with keyword YouTube SEO 2020, and there's only one relative keyword in the title. Does it help? So like, if you have YouTube SEO 2020 step-by-step guide for beginners, then YouTube SEO is right there on the front. YouTube knows what that's about. What makes it different and compelling, again, searchable and compelling, searchable thing up front, compelling element in the end. YouTube's going to know it's about YouTube SEO 2020. Now, what's going to matter, it might show up in search, as I said earlier. It depends on your title and thumbnail to get people to click. And then if they click, that's great. You got them to click. You need them to watch, and that goes on how good is the video you created. So let's do some more questions as we wait for more people to say. We see right here, which is UGP vlogs watch time hours, more important than subscribers. Honestly, kind of. Like, YouTube's releasing more and more stuff that shows some really cool information. But here's the thing. On average, only 10% of your subscribers will watch your content, and they're probably not watching everything. So the next question we have. All right, this is from Tiffany. What if you're a small channel that doesn't regularly get a lot of views? How can you still be competitive? So this is where you are, I know you're doing like Find Me a Hobby, right? So the thing is, the first hobby video you're doing, if you're doing a hobby series, like you're finding a perfect hobby, you need to have lots of videos within that, right? So I know a recent video you did was on Scene Kids, right? So like maybe you talk about it's in the umbrella of the Find Me a Hobby, scene. You folk that. You did yarn, I know. You did knitting. So maybe you have lots of videos on that. Again, as it is, you have very like high level videos, but you need to be a lot more, you need to do a lot around that topic so that people know you're talking about it. How long is too long for keywords? I'm interested in long-term goal motivation. It doesn't, I would say that length of the keyword doesn't matter as long as it's getting searched, right? So like, if you're trying to grow, you hopefully people are searching for it. Like if the keyword is so long, no one's searching for it, like that's a problem. So keep it in mind. When you were talking about showing new videos in the search results for whatever topic you were discussing, does YouTube keep that video longer based on view? No, DJ Miles, it is literally, it's searching it by relevancy, right? So like if I type in Birds of Prey, I just keep doing movies because they're kind of easy. It's only going to have that new tag for 7 days, right? So this one has it, but this one that's a week old doesn't have the tag. This new tag is YouTube's way of helping new content get seen. So if it doesn't have the new tag, that means that it's like right now, this is where it's going to stay in the rankings. Now, the reason we highlight things in the description, notice here, YouTube does this naturally on their own. The reason we do this in SEO Studio is because that's what YouTube is doing. So we're showing you these things. Notice how this person, Angry Joe, doesn't have them, and he's not ranking as high because the SEO is not there. And maybe this thumbnail isn't the most compelling compared to these, right? So this is where the better SEO and a better thumbnail can really start to come into play. So the new tag is designed to help any channel of any size get a fair opportunity to show up high in search for the first 7 days. YouTube, after that week, will evaluate how it did based on its thumbnail, based on all these factors. SEO gets you to show up. It is up to your title, it is up to your thumbnail, it is up to the video itself to get people watching and staying in that position. All the SEO is going to do is help you show up there. It is up to you past that. So we here at TubeBuddy can help you optimize it. We can help you test your thumbnails. But we can't make you make a great piece of content. So I keep seeing form and questions are not placed, but like if I'm scrolling here, we have a lot of them. I don't know your email as well. Like we do have a lot of questions. So I'm not trying to ignore your question here, Zaytun. But we have a lot of questions and I don't know which one is yours, and I'm trying to be fair to everyone else who's asked one. So if you can, just ask here. You asked about the article I literally showed on screen. I've answered your question. I dropped it in. So, looking here, this bite's for you, Andrew. Your neighbor is loud. Oh, don't even get me started on that. Is there any feature to bulk analyze my channel for mistakes and stuff like that? So we don't have a bulk feature like that, mostly because we generally like mistakes in what way? Like breaking a YouTube service can be a mistake, but how are we supposed to analyze that? Like we can give you reminders, but SEO Studio kind of does that, but it mostly does it for SEO. Like mistakes is kind of vague. So I guess I'd need a little bit more. So, all right. Again, mistakes in metadata, like it's hard for us to tell what would be classified as intent. Like if you have a bunch of keywords just randomly there, like we could say, hey, but again, that's kind of up to you as a user. Like a tool can only do so much. So I saw one earlier, which I think was learn the Bible. So learn the Bible. If I'm wrong on that, I apologize. This is going to be very competitive. 10,000. From here, I guess it can, people are looking for it. They're trying to learn it in 24 hours. This may not, based on what you told me, it's a little difficult. So this is a good question from Chemical Kid Music. Does the title get affected if you use bracket? YouTube says that they read through it. That's mostly just so it's easier for the viewer to understand. So yeah. So learn the Bible, I guess it'd be, I might go to web searches for this, which is what people are looking for in Google. So maybe you're talking about learning the Bible online, right? Like that's probably going to give you different results. There we are. So learn the Bible online. You're doing YouTube videos, so learn the Bible online. From there, you can go like easy, fast, step-by-step, things you need to know. Again, focus on that compelling element. But yeah, there's a lot that you can do with just that. So hopefully that gives you an idea. The next question we have is, why does Studio delete my upload template and replace it instead of adding additional info? That sounds like a mistake. I'd be sure to leave the feedback in the YouTube Studio. I know Tom L and his team are always busy there. Question, if the viewer count is 100 and my average views is 75, does that mean the videos won't rank? Or since I'm close to that number, but not over, should I go for it? I'd say if you are close like that, you're only 25 away. If you think you can get that, I'd say go for it. Like that's up to you as a creator to be at that point, the question is, how confident are you in the content you're creating? I would go for it, but if you're not confident in it, then maybe not. Competition weighted, is that more important to be green or better? You don't want anything red. This bites for you. Red means stop and consider something else. You want all your scores to be green. Red means to stop to consider something else. Yellow score means to be cautious on using that keyword. Green means you're good to go. You don't want if your competition weighted is red, that means it's too competitive. For example, if we go to birds of prey, as we're looking up here, competition is closer to red, means it's too competitive. And again, if you ever want to know what any of these things mean, just click on this little helpful thing here. So yeah, you don't want it closer to red. You'd prefer it on green. Can TubeBuddy search what kind of audience is watching a particular video, someone else's video? No. Currently, no. And that'd be probably against some of the COPPA issues YouTube has had because you're not allowed to keep profiles on people. So I'm just going to say no. So the next question. Someone asked about punctuation and title. Again, they don't really look at the punctuation. That's more for ease of the viewer. The viewer would more likely care about that. So that's just all the questions I can see. I mean, we still have a lot more. So I have a lot of people just enjoying what we're doing. Just a really good stream tonight. Having a lot of fun too. So thank you everyone for joining us. Always trying to figure out how we can make this beneficial. And if you would like to see, again, more of these kind of streams, let us know. Because we're always working on making these as the best we can for you watching. And you might be like, what is he doing? I am working on something very specifically. Don't worry, folks. Of course, when you need it to work, it doesn't work. Oh, there we are. Should work now. Come on, work. Sorry you think this is stupid, David Plays. I'd maybe check out a video on the channel. This Bytes Text asks a really great question. So besides the tools, is there any tool that you may not know, you think we may not know? I'd recommend SEO Studio. Or not SEO Studio, but I'd recommend our keyword rank tracking if you have a star level account. You can go here and go to search rank tracking. It'll bring you to the My Account page, which will then bring you into search rank tracking. And this is really cool because here you can track keywords. You want to track how you're doing on YouTube and Google. So I'll go ahead and show a ranking report, kind of how it works. And here you can see where you're ranking for on a term and what video is ranking for on both YouTube and Google. So I'll zoom in just a little bit to make this easier to see. So if we type in TubeBuddy free, we're ranking #1 on YouTube for everything you get for the TubeBuddy free version, which is good. How to get TubeBuddy upgrades for free is drawn down. This is super fun. Is the TubeBuddy app easy to use? I think so, but I'm also very biased. But this is just a really cool feature that maybe not a lot of people know about. And it helps you track how you're doing on both YouTube and Google for a specific target keyword, right? So all those targets, right? Like if you're doing March Madness and you want to see how you're doing on YouTube and Google, that's a great way to do it. If you're doing spinning yarn for beginners is another one you could track and see how you're doing. So yeah, there's a lot of different tools in TubeBuddy. I try not to overwhelm people with it, but you know, there's just a lot there. So we have that. We have data and insights, like we have our health report. We show you how much you use TubeBuddy. This is probably going to take us forever because I've been using TubeBuddy for almost 5 years now, but there is a lot. And visuals. Is TubeBuddy hiring? Not currently. Not currently. But if we are, we always post about it on socials. So I'd recommend following us there. But you know what? Oh, man. This is embarrassing. You ready for this one, folks? If I were to go, how much is my time worth? Well, I'm not going to reveal that, but let's go with minimum wage, right? California minimum wage. It's about to be 15. TubeBuddy has saved me in time $17 million. So, yeah. That's a fun feature if you ever want to know how much time TubeBuddy has saved you. That's one of my favorites just because it's like, if you could do a lot of this manually, but is that really worth the time? But you know what? Speaking of time, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you all so much for joining me here live today. It has been an absolute pleasure to go over the new tools. If you'd like to see that quick and condensed video, check out that playlist over there on how to use Keyword Explorer and the SEO Studio. I'm Andrew Cam from TubeBuddy. Thank you all so much for watching. Now go out there and create some more videos.